And it's another day of seemingly endless work on a Volkswagen Beetle. Surprise, surprise, the sheet's frozen. I have to chisel that off. Christmas time! What do we have? Look at that. Quality. That is quality. That is a nice looking exhaust. That welds absolutely fantastic. That is. What a gorgeous looking piece of kit. Full stainless. Yep, nice and cold on the fingers today. So while I'm waiting for the heater parts and the ducting parts to come from or be delivered from what seems to be the moon, I've took it upon myself to order a new exhaust from Linebug, and I ordered this last and it's come first. So thank you, Linebug, for the brilliant speedy service there. Fantastic. Gives us something to do while I'm waiting for me other. We're waiting to finish the other things on this thing. Not that it'll ever be finished. There's so many things to do. But you know, it's always good to have more, because then you never have the fear of running out of things to do. Finish this coffee, let's get on with it. And little did I know at that point, I would definitely have more to do by the end of this. We'll put the front wheel back on, we'll be able to jack the back end up then, get this exhaust on, give it a whirl. Bit awkward having the wheel spacer, but I guess you've got to live with it if you want to be down with the kids and cool. Wait, she slides around. Well, I'm not so sure the young folk of today would recognise these early 90s axle stands. What we had to go through. What we had to go through. The funny thing is, I actually own a 4.5 ton 2-post to calumet lifter. I just haven't made the base for it to sit on yet. So it's pieces of wood, old wheels and possibly certain death for now. You know, you got to take the rough for the smooth. I mean, we could go full pikey spec if one was to need it. And we'll have a little slide underneath. Just to look how good the chassis is on this. This is the beauty about this Beetle. It's patinaed on the outside on the shell, but this is absolutely mint underneath. I mean, that is not absolutely showroom mint, but for a bug, it's like, it's such a relief to know that it's not rotten through and it's going to snap the gearbox hanger off or anything. Or, you know, it's been flat panned. It is it has been, this chassis was flat panned. I cut the front end, and what they did was zinc coated the whole thing, then powder coated it, and then, as you can see, what I've got on it here is I've done it with a coat of Lanagard, which is lanolin oil, and it's like a it's just a weather seal, really, under seal, and it hopefully this chassis and floor pan will outlive me, hopefully. Whether I keep it that long, sell it next week for sale. Come on, buy it. Come on, buy it. It's an awesome machine. One careful lady owner. I didn't really need an exhaust. I just got lured in by shiny things while browsing across websites. I'm going to change the motor in this eventually. This isn't what it's keeping. This will do for now. Keep it on the road. Once I get it running, I'm going to go get it going and then look at putting something else in, maybe 1641, something like that, or maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it's low and slow. Let's get this panel out. Let's get this out. Gonna come out. There's always a way for it not to do. There we are. Look at that. Tinway's a bit rusty on this engine. I'm not too worried though. It's not forever. It's just for now. Get the thing rolling. Take it to a few meets. Then think about putting something different in. Always the same. Every time you buy a second-hand Beetle, it's missing bits of tinway, missing bits of seals. You know, I'm just glad I've... Oh my god, who's put the wrong bolt in there? Come on. So we've got a 10mm one side and an 8mm on the other side. A different colour socket. This is the story behind this bug. Is that before it was finished, it underwent its kind of build by a company for a guy who then lost interest or spent too much money on it by right at the very end, and it got shipped out, and that's how I ended up with it. I mean, I've done an incredible amount to this, incredible amount, since I got it in the last year and a half. Kind of trying to recommission it because, you know, people build things up when they're doing it for a customer, for somebody, you know, somebody who's not them, and they just use whatever bolt they find. Or, you know, this car had a modern car head bolt, multi-point head bolt, as a top shock absorber bolt. So things like that have been changed, but I've been through pretty much everything on this now, chassis wise, and put it right. And one day the engine will be right too. For all the cars are rough look and patina build on the outside, I'm not a shoddy build type of person. So you know, I want it all perfect and mechanically mint. I can't even get a full spin on it. You know, I like them looking rough, but I don't like them driving rough. But each person, they can be of their own opinion, they can do what they want. One man's chalk is another man's cheese. These bolts are rusty studs. We're doing all right. Doing all right. Get some nuts. You know, what do you do in your spare time? Because I like to lie under things in the cold and in the frost and jam my fingers and bust my knuckles. There's something seriously wrong with people like me. We need a psychiatrist, really, I guess. I guess we can't be fixed, and that's why it's better if we just spend our time doing things like this. Right, so if my calculations are bang on accurate, this should come off. Hey! Oh, look at that! Yes. That's not as bad as I thought, really. I just looked up at it and thought, yeah, rusty silencer box, time for a fresh one. Any excuse, really. But I think this is serviceable for something else. There's no holes in it. It's all quite solid. And the heat takeoffs are in good nick. I mean, we've got plenty of other projects that this can go on. Get it, clean it up maybe. Well, it had to come off to put the new one on. I'll whack a bit of masking tape on these, just so I don't scratch the shit out of them when off the bottom of the valance there. Keep the tips covered for a bit. There we are, protection. We're just standing here, having a coffee, debating our life choices, aren't we? Yeah. Coffee time. It's a good little unit, that, isn't it? I got that off Linebug.
Got one coming from China.
China. Mine?
Yeah.
Cheaper than yours? No, I bet yours is cheaper.
I don't want you to fit it yet because I want to compare it. This one should be here any day.
No, I'm fitting this one. I'm getting the quality.
The thing is, that'll be from the exact same place probably, and the exact same thing.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I will see. We'll see. So we had new J tubes, and the paint had thickened up with the heat, and it was struggling to slide in the rest of the exhaust. So ground the paint off. Stick a bit of grease. I'll stick a bit of anti-seize on there when it goes in, but it's going to burn up anyway. We're not really worried. Just a bit of lube aids penetration, apparently. Right, let's get a bit of spray on. Spray on the end of the tubes. Get a bit of lubrication on so we can slide the exhaust onto the J tubes. Right. And of course it will fit first time without a problem. On one, on two, come on. Well, I've now decided that I'm never ever going to fit an exhaust without taking the J tubes off first, if it has them on, or heat exchangers, because they're just proven to be in the way when you're trying to get everything to line up. And we've got nice new stainless nut and stainless washers for the next time it has to come off. So these J tubes proved a bit of a challenge. I ground them up, took the paint off, make them fit the new exhaust a bit better. It's all slid together now, but not without a whole load of swearing. I didn't really want to capture that on camera, but maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I think lying on the floor here in -1, everything freezing, I think, have I questioned my life choices enough? Would it just be easier if you didn't own a Volkswagen? And then you wouldn't have the desires to mess about with silly things and do unnecessary modifications to look cool to about less than 1% of the planet's population. It's a labour of love. Somebody put in the comments, do you do stupid things like this? You must do if you're watching it. Or are we all just crazy? Do we need putting in the asylum? I must say, it does look good from here. It's a shame that the car's so low no one's going to really see it. It's a bit of a work of art, really. Well, when you start a job and it doesn't end in the way you want it to, this is an example of it. Well, it was definitely one of those days where I thought it was going too easy, because we now have a snapped exhaust stud there. Brilliant. So now I'm trying to get that out. I started it up and I could hear it was breathing a little bit from one of the gaskets, and that stud was stripped. Nice. Well, let this be a lesson to anybody who wants to buy a classic Volkswagen and they think it's going to be fun. Does this look like a happy face? Because I'm not. So after all that messing about, you know, got the new exhaust on there, looking a treat, then it's got no petrol in, so it was low on petrol, and with it leaning forward, I had to go and get some petrol, come back, fill the tank up, get it to start up. Started up, and the gasket on the back side of the engine sounded a bit blowy, so then I've gone round to try tighten it up, and the exhaust stud snaps clean off. So I take the J tube off that side, try see if I can get something on it to like pull it out. No, it's snapped flush on the head. So I think, can I try and drill it out? Can't do it. Get the drill all set up, can't get in line because the drive shaft's in the way. And it's either take the hub off and the drive shaft and pull it out, and then I'm still underneath drilling it. So it's an engine out job really now, which I can do, which I will do, but it's now 2 degrees, it's 5 o'clock, and rain is forecast for 6 o'clock. So I'm just going to pack up and put this down to the joys of owning a Volkswagen, and a lesson that not everything goes how you plan. It's not how I wanted to end this video. I wanted to end this video with it running and looking cool, and you know, I was hoping to get it to a car meet at the end of the month, and I'm not now. Definitely not, because I've got to drop that engine out so I can get on and drill them studs out. So the exhaust I put on, all that's to come back off. It does look good though. It does look good. Nice stainless bits. At least we know all of that's gonna come off nice. But yeah. Oh, and of course, with it being beautiful British winter time, it's now getting dark. So yeah. Laters.